Look, I'm going to be honest. This story's really fucked up, so I'm just going to tell you. Welcome to Disclosure 32. The sky is falling. There's something interesting about looking at ancient mythology, legends, and fables, and suddenly coming across information that, well, surprises one. To understand what I'm going to tell you, you have to accept outright the idea that there was an advanced civilization here on Earth in great antiquity, that the Atlantis story is true. And there are lots of evidence around the planet and around the globe that tell us that this is so. So we have to go into this story with the understanding, with the primary basic concept that at the Cataclysm's event, the world was not populated by a bunch of savages living in forest, woods, grasslands, and, jungles across the world. There was an advanced civilization on the planet at that time with an understanding of the universe that we do not have at this point. The reason it's important to start there is because we're going to talk about the story of Chicken Little, which is a well-known children's fable. But what's interesting about the story of Chicken Little is that there are certain elements of the story that are exactly the same regardless of who told the story. One of the most important similarities amongst all the stories is that in the end, the fox always eats everybody.
Help us! Psst. Run to the cave. Dinner is served.
Don't worry, folks. This all turns out all right.
Now, the reason this is important to get in the bigger telling is that the original story, at least as told in the Buddhist scripture, is that the original beast was not the fox, but a lion. And the story itself is 2,500 years old, which means that we're really talking about a Babylonian story, because the lion is really attached to the Babylonian Empire and not the wolf. And so that story goes along the lines of a rabbit who had been sleeping under a velvet tree when a loud noise woke him and terrified him, at which point he ran and told everyone that this loud noise had happened and was very concerned about it, that the earth was splitting open. And so, the story goes up the chain of animal telling animal telling animal until finally it gets to the king, who is a lion. And the lion goes down to the tree with the hare and reasons that what happened was a fruit dropped onto a leaf and then fell behind the hare, and that's what scared the hare. And so it's credited as being a story of deductive reasoning winning. The problem is that when you look at the Cataclysm, the sky actually did fall, which is the Henny-Penny story, which is to say that there are earlier versions in the oral tradition that maintained certain characteristics, such as the main characters having the same names of Henny-Penny or Loosey-Goosey or Turkey-Lurkey, which is to say that their names rhymed. There may be something really important about that we don't know, but it seems to have encoded knowledge in it. That the fox eats everyone in the modern-day tale, which is to say different cultures around the world had the same telling and the same catastrophic finish for Henny-Penny and all her friends. What we see is that there was an advanced civilization, and when whoever was at the top of that advanced civilization was told by Henny-Penny that there was going to be a cataclysm, that the literal sky was falling, said, I'm going to reason for everybody why it's not, and then killed all of Henny-Penny's associates. That is the real story of Henny-Penny. the sky was falling. Because of this, Henny-Penny was forced to encode this information into a fable and hoped someday we would realize the sky had fallen. And Henny-Penny, who in many tales is said to have seen it with her own eyes, heard it with her own ears, and had feathers and bushes and acorns and leaves fall, all describing a physical affectation. All of them tell us the same thing, and that is the king was an asshole and Henny-Penny was right. Enjoy Disclosure 32, folks. Peace.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't right. That's not the way it ends in my book.
Oh, yeah? Don't believe everything you read, brother.